Good morning, it's Nate and Jenny Rae. We got Danny Elfman on the line, composer of The Nightmare Before Christmas, celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. He's also the singing voice of Jack Skellington in the movie. Now, you're performing at the Hollywood Bowl coming up. This is a really cool thing that happens every year. Who else is performing from the cast with you this year, Danny?
Well, from the cast, we have Catherine O'Hara, of course, because I just couldn't even dream, really, of doing it without Catherine, and Ken Page.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually have some of the singing cast from the original are singing with us on stage.
Oh, for the choir, right?
Not in the choir, in
Okay.
the group of five that are doing all the cast voices.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
And do you enjoy performing or composing more?
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's funny because I've always been a reluctant performer. Seriously, it's like I'm one of those guys that became a performer because who would ever do my songs?
I mean, Oingo Boingo, too, was amazing.
Oh,
so.
Totally amazing. We were jamming out to Weird Science moments ago.
It was just out of necessity. I always considered myself more of a writer, but I wrote songs that I said, if I don't do them, no one's going to do them. So,
Right.
I mean, I don't think it's an uncommon story. I think a lot of lead singers are kind of unlikely characters who just kind of wrote in a way that they figured, well, nobody else is going to sing me, so I better start.
Well, and at the bowl, I feel like your favorite time that you're having on stage is when you do Oogie Boogie song, because I love when you come out and you do that, and it looks like you have so much fun.
Well, that's fun. That ties into my distant past. Before Oingo Boingo, for almost 8 years, I was with a theatrical troupe, the Mystic Knights.
Mm-hmm.
When I do Oogie Boogie, Ken Page definitely really is Oogie Boogie, and I knew even as I was doing the songs, I was getting more and more attached to Jack, but that Oogie Boogie was like a big, scary character, and, he was going to have to be a different voice, and Ken does it perfectly, but in the original demos, I did it, and I loved doing it, so it was fun for me to kind of put it back in my own key and do Oogie Boogie, like, in that way that's kind of more the Cab Calloway thing that I used to do.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
like,
you had your own flavor to it.
40 years ago, 35 years ago.
You're playing at the Hollywood Bowl. The Beatles play there. What's that feeling like? I mean, we will never know, probably you and I, Jenny Rae, but I mean, what's it like to get on that stage?
It's really weird, because I grew up in Los Angeles, so, it's an iconic thing. I could never have dreamed. Well, I never dreamed that I'd ever even sing one of those songs live.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And, at least while singing at the bowl. And when they came to me with the idea of doing Nightmare, I said, well, where will we do it? Will we go to Nokia? And they said, well, actually, we're thinking of the Hollywood Bowl. And I said, there's no way. But I'm going to be singing for like 3/4 of an empty house.
No.
And, the first show you guys did was sold out.
I know, but I just never could have guessed that. It was such a shock. And, the whole thing is I just look at it as a gift. It's just like a great gift. I'd come out and do the parts live at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
If you'd have told me that, back then, I would have said, you're absolutely insane. That will never happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you are in the LA area, tickets are still on sale for the shows October 26th through the 28th at the Hollywood Bowl. So be sure to get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
And you're going to be there too, right?
Yes, I'm going tomorrow.
And Danny's going to be there. It's going to be a great
so.
show. We'll be right back with Danny Elfman. We have one last question about his next project. You may have heard of it. It's called Dumbo with Tim Burton. It's all next. Hang on.